Hello everyone, in this video we will do the detailed solution of previous 41 years question paper of JEE Mains from the chapter Polymers. Now the first question is like this. This question was asked in the year 2019. The question is like this: which of the following is a thermosetting polymer? Options are A. Bakelite, B. Buna-S, C. Nylon 6 and D. PVC. So it is a direct question asked here. What is the meaning of thermosetting polymer means? These polymers on heating they undergo extensive cross-linking and become hard. Therefore they cannot be recycled. See, these thermosetting polymers cannot be recycled, reused or reshaped. Why? Because on heating they undergo extensive cross-linking. On heating they undergo extensive cross-linking and become hard. That's why they cannot be recycled, reused and reshaped. So the correct answer for this is bakelite. Bakelite is a thermosetting polymer in this. It is direct question and also easy question asked from the chapter polymers. Now coming to the second question. And now let's read the second question. Which of the following is a condensation polymer? The options were like this. Option A, nylon 66. Option B, neoprene. Option C, Teflon. Option D, Buna-S. This question was also asked from the year 2019. Now, first of all, we have to know what is condensation polymer. Here, condensation polymer means these are formed by the repeated condensation of two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomers. First, let's write the definition of this. They are formed by the repeated condensation of two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomers. We have to know what is bifunctional or trifunctional. Bifunctional means which has two functional group in its every monomer, whereas trifunctional means three functional groups are present in every monomer of it. Now, condensation polymer means repeated condensation of two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomers with the elimination of simple molecules like water, methyl alcohol, ammonia, etc. So these condensation polymers are formed by the repeated condensation of two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomers. We have already know what is bifunctional and trifunctional. Bifunctional means it is having two functional group in its every monomer, whereas trifunctional means it is having three functional groups in its every monomer. So by the elimination of simple molecules like water, methyl alcohol, ammonia, the condensation polymers are formed. So let's check it. Here neoprene, Teflon, Buna-S are the addition polymers, whereas nylon 66 is the condensation polymer. Why? Because it is obtained by the condensation between the adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine. I have already said the definition, that is two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomers. See, these are bifunctional monomers. Why? Because they are having two functional group in its every monomer. So it is having two functional groups in its every monomer. It is also having two functional groups in every its monomer. So these are the two different bifunctional monomers. It is different and it is different. It is obtained by the condensation between the adipic acid and the hexamethylene diamine will give rise to nylon 6 by the elimination nylon 66 by the elimination of simple molecules like water. So the nylon 66 is a condensation polymer. Option A is the correct answer for this. Now coming to the third question. The question was like this. The correct match between item 1 and item 2 is, they have given item 1 and item 2. This question was asked in the year 2019. We have to do the correct match between the item 1 and item 2. Here first let's check high density polymer. The options are peroxide catalyst, condensation of high temperature and pressure, Ziegler-Natta catalyst, and acid or base catalyst. Here for the high density polymers are obtained by the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. So let's check the reaction. Here it is ethylene or ethene. When it is reacted under Ziegler-Natta catalyst, it will form a polymer, that is polythene. It is high density polythene. So Ziegler-Natta catalyst will give high density polymer. Ziegler-Natta is nothing but the combination of TaCl4 plus C2H5 thrice Al. So for the high density polymers, Ziegler-Natta catalyst is required. So for the option A, that is high density polymer, the correct match is Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Now coming to the B, polyacrylonitrile. Let's check the options here. That is peroxide catalyst, condensation of high temperature and pressure, acid or base catalyst is remaining here. These are remaining here. So we know that this polyacrylonitrile is obtained by the peroxide catalyst. Let's write the reaction. See here, this is acrylonitrile, that is NCH2 CHCN. This is the acrylonitrile. To convert acrylonitrile to polyacrylonitrile, we need peroxide catalyst. So let's write it as O2. It is peroxide catalyst. O2 or O2 2 minus. We will obtain polyacrylonitrile. CH2 CH CHN. It is polyacrylonitrile. So obtain polyacrylonitrile, we require peroxide catalyst. So it is B. Now coming to the C, that is Novolac. This Novolac requires acid or base catalyst. So let's write the reaction here. So see the reaction here. See here, it is phenol and it is formaldehyde. When it is reacted under acid base catalyst, we will obtain a structure like this, that is, when this structure undergoes polymerization, we will obtain Novolac. So for the formation of Novolac, we require acid or base catalyst. So the correct option is option C for this, acid or base catalyst, that is Novolac. Novolac requires acid or base catalyst for its formation. So now the D option is nylon 6. We have to match the correct item in item 2. So here nylon 6 we are remaining with only one option, that is 2. So condensation of high temperature and pressure. So let's see this nylon 6 formation. It is obtained from the caprolactam polymerization. So I will write the reaction here, that is caprolactam CH2 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 CH2. It is the structure of caprolactam. When it is heated with water at temperature 533 K to 543 K, we will obtain nylon 6. It is the structure of nylon 6. sorry, is NH. It is nylon 6. So at high temperature and high pressure, condensation is performed. We will obtain nylon 6. So for the nylon 6, the correct match is condensation of high temperature and pressure. It is obtained by the condensation polymerization of the caprolactam under high temperature and pressure. So the correct codes for this is A3, B1, C4, D2. So the correct option is option A, codes. Now coming to the fourth question. It is like this. Noradrenaline is an option E, antidepressant, option B, antihistamine, option C, neurotransmitter, option D, antacid. It is also a direct question. So here this is the example of neurotransmitter. It plays a major role in the mood changes. So the correct option is option C. It is a neurotransmitter. That is, noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter. If its level is low, the signal sending activity becomes low and the person suffers from depression. So the correct option is option C. Noradrenaline is a neurotransmitter. This is about the fourth question. Now moving to the next question, but before moving, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and support us. So let's read the fifth question now. Which of the following compound is a constituent of polymer? They have given the polymer. So by observing this polymer, we can easily say this is urea formaldehyde resin. This compound is urea formaldehyde resin. So they are asking which of these compounds is a constituent of this polymer. So they have given option A N-methyl urea, option B methylamine, option C ammonia, option D is formaldehyde. So here you can see here is formaldehyde and here is formaldehyde. So you can see the correct option is option D, formaldehyde. So this given polymer is also known as urea formaldehyde resin. It is obtained from the urea and formaldehyde. So let's write the reaction. We know the urea, that is NH2CO. NH2 is the urea, and we know formaldehyde also, that is HCHO. It is formaldehyde. When these two undergo polymerization, we will obtain this polymer. So the correct option is option D, formaldehyde. This compound is a constituent of this urea formaldehyde resin. It is obtained from the urea and formaldehyde. Now moving to the next question. Sixth question is the structure of nylon 6 is, they have given several options, that is several structures. We have to choose which is the correct structure of the nylon 6. We already know that nylon 6 is prepared by the ring opening polymerization of this caprolactam. Now let's write the structure of caprolactam. We have already discussed about this nylon 6 in our previous question. CH2 NH C double bond O. So when this caprolactam is heated with water at 533 to 543 K temperature, we will obtain nylon 6, that is C double bond O, CH2 NH N. This is nylon 6. So the correct option is option B is the correct structure for this. Now, seventh question is the two monomers for the synthesis of nylon 6,6 is, it is very easy. We already know that the two monomers are adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine are the two monomers which are required for the synthesis of nylon 6. We have already seen the reaction also in the previous question already. So the correct option is option C. It is adipic acid and it is hexamethylene diamine. It is a condensation polymer and both these are reacted, we will get nylon 6,6. So let's write the reaction, that is CO, C2O4, C double bond O, NH, CH2O6, NH2 plus elimination of simple molecules like water. So the correct option is the two monomers for the synthesis of nylon 6,6 are adipic acid and hexamethylene diamine. Now coming to the eighth question, PHBV is a copolymer of. They have given several options. Option A is 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 2-hydroxypentoinic acid. Option B is 2-hydroxybutanic acid and 3-hydroxypentoinic acid. Option C is 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 4-hydroxypentoinic acid. Option D is 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 3-hydroxypentoinic acid. They are asking PHBV is a copolymer of. First of all, we have to know what is copolymer. Copolymer, this copolymer is made by the reaction of two different monomers. So when this copolymer is obtained means when the polymerization reaction between two different monomeric species is performed means we will obtain copolymer. Simply you can say that it is obtained by the reaction of two different monomers. Two different monomers. So the question is PHBV is a copolymer of. So here this PHBV is a copolymer of 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 3-hydroxypentoinic acid. So option D is the correct answer. So you can see here the reaction between 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 3-hydroxypentoinic acid will give rise to PHBV and by the elimination of NH2O. That is by the elimination of water. So it is PHBV. It is obtained by the 3-hydroxybutanic acid and 3-hydroxypentoinic acid. So the correct option is option D. Ninth question is the homopolymer formed from 4-hydroxybutanic acid is. First of all, we have to know what is homopolymer. Homopolymer means the polymer formed from one type of monomer is called as homopolymer. Now on polymerization, 4-hydroxybutanic acid will produce a condensation homopolymer by the loss of H2O molecule. So here this 4-hydroxybutanic acid is a monomer. Let's react this monomer with this monomer once again. That is 4-hydroxybutanic acid with 4-hydroxybutanic acid. We will obtain a homopolymer then. I have said that homopolymer is formed by only one type of monomer. So it is monomer. We have to react only one type of monomer. So let's take this 4-hydroxybutanic acid twice and let's react to form a homopolymer. Now let's take 4-hydroxybutanic acid, CH2, 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 OH, C double bond O, OH. It is 4-hydroxybutanic acid. Let's take it once again. HO, C double bond O, that is CH2 thrice, OH. It is also 4-hydroxybutanic acid. So here by the elimination of H2O we will get a homopolymer. So let's remove this OH here and this H here, and this hydrogen and this OH here. By the elimination of H2O, we will get, see, I have removed here HO and H. This is one water molecule, and this is also HO, that is H2O is another water molecule. By removing water molecule, now we will obtain a structure like this. So let's write it like this. We are now having C double bond O, CH2, 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 and here is O. For this, C double bond O is attached by the removal of this H2O, and then CH2 twice CH2, that is I have written CH2 thrice like this, and we are remaining with O here. Why? Because here the H is removed in the form of H2O by this OH. Now here you can see it is a ester linkage. This homopolymer can also be represented like this. This is the homopolymer now we have obtained. So here you can see C double bond O, CH2, 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 O. Here is the first one, and here is also C double bond O, CH2 twice, CH2O. It is continuous. So the homopolymer we can also write it like this, that is C double bond O, CH2 thrice, O, N. So here you can see C double bond O, CH2 thrice, O, N. It is the homopolymer which is obtained. Now this can also be written like this, so I have written like this. So it is in the continuous manner. It is a polymer, that is why it is having in a continuous manner. See, CO, CH2 thrice, O. Now next, it is next continuing as CO, CH2 thrice, O, like this. So we can also write it like this, that is it is a homopolymer. So the option C is the correct answer for this. Why? Because COCH2 thrice O. It is the homopolymer formed from 4-hydroxybutanic acid. So the correct option is option C. 10th question is, the polymer obtained from the following reaction is. They have given the reactant and these NaNO2 H3O plus on polymerization. When this amino acid, it is amino acid, when it is reacted with NaNO2 or H3O plus, which is the polymer is obtained, they are asking. So they have given several options, that is A, B, C, D. We have to choose the correct polymer which is obtained by the following reaction. So now let's do this. The first step is, when this amino acid, the given amino acid on reaction with this NaNO2 or H3O plus will give us aliphatic diazonium ion which is unstable. So let's write it. I can write this as COOH, and here are 4 carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can write it as CH2, 4, and it is NH2 here. When it is reacted with NaNO2 or H3O plus, we will obtain aliphatic diazonium ion. So here that is COOH, CH2, 4, N2. It is the aliphatic diazonium ion. It is unstable. Now the second step is, when we remove this N2 here, that means this N2 gas is evolved, we will get a carbocation now. That means when this N2 is evolved, we can write the reaction COOH, CH2 thrice CH2. It is a carbocation here. When the N2 gas is evolved, we will get a carbocation. Now, after this, the further reaction with the water will be taken place. That is, when reacted with the water, we will obtain a COOH, CH2, thrice OH. Sorry, it is 4. Why? Because 3 and this one is 4. So, COOH, CH2, 4 OH. So, when it is reacted with water, here H plus is removed and so OH is added here. Next, when this monomer, we have obtained a monomer now. When this monomer undergoes polymerization, that means we have to take it twice when or thrice or like that. When it undergoes polymerization, we will obtain a polymer now. Now let's do the reaction here. That is polymerization. Let's take this like this, that is C double bond O, OH. I have written COOH like this, that is C double bond O, OH, and here is CH2 4 and here is OH. Now let's take it once again to do the polymerization. So I will write it once again. So it is OH, OH and CH2 4 and here is COH double bond O. These two are the monomers now. Now we are doing the polymerization. So I have taken it twice. Okay. Now we have to remove the H2O. So here is the OH and this hydrogen is removed in the form of H2O and this H and this OH is removed in the form of H2O. See here, water is removed like this. So when the water is removed, that is H2O molecule is removed like this, we will remain with this O and next CH2 4, next comes C double bond O, next comes here this one is O, next comes CH2 4 and next comes the C double bond O like this. See here, this is what we are remaining with. Now here you can see here is the ester group. Ester group. So it is the polymer. We can write it as, we know that it is polymer is repeating. So we can write it as O CH2 4 C double bond O. It is the polymer we have obtained it now. See here is OCH2 4 C double bond O and next again comes OCH2 4 C double bond O. So I have represented the polymer like this. So let's check the answer here. See, for this question option B is the correct answer. Why? Because it is a correct polymer after the reaction of this amino acid with the NaNO2 or H2O which undergoes polymerization. So the correct option is option B. You can see O CH2 4 C double bond O N like this. So the correct option is option B is the correct option. Now the next 11th question is the formation of which of the following polymer involves hydrolysis reaction. They are asking which of the following polymers involves hydrolysis reaction. So they have given the options nylon 6, bakelite, nylon 6,6 and terraline. This question was asked in the year 2017. So you can easily say the answer. It is a direct question. So the formation of nylon 6 involves hydrolysis reaction. So the correct option is option A. Nylon 6 prepared by the polymerization of the caprolactam. We already know it. It is the ring opening polymerization of the caprolactam at high temperature and high pressure. So the caprolactam is first hydrolyzed with water to form amino acids on heating undergoes polymerization to give the nylon 6. So now let's write this reaction. It is the caprolactam. When it undergoes hydrolysis at high temperature, we will obtain an amino acid, that is CH2 5. Why? Because 5 carbon atoms are present. We already know that in the caprolactam. We have already seen in the last question, that is in the previous questions, COO, O minus, and here is NH3 plus. It is the amino acid which is formed, which on polymerization gives us a nylon 6, that is CH2 5, C double bond O, N. It is the polymer which is obtained. So nylon 6 is prepared by the hydrolysis reaction at high temperature. So the correct option is option A, that is nylon 6. 12th question is, which of the following statements about low density polythene is false? This question was asked in the year 2016. So which of the following statement about low density polythene is false? They have given several options, so let's read it. Option A is, it is a poor conductor of electricity. Option B is, its synthesis requires dioxazine or peroxide initiators as a catalyst. Option C is, it is used in the manufacture of buckets or dustbins, etc. And its synthesis requires high pressure. So this is also a direct question. Option C is the correct option for this. Why? Because high density polythene is used in the manufacture of buckets and dustbins, whereas low density polythenes are not used in the manufacture of buckets and dustbins. So the correct option is, it is used in the manufacture of buckets and dustbins. Why? Because it is a false statement with regarding to this, with reference to this low density polythene. So the correct option is, it is used in the manufacture of buckets and dustbins. That is option C. Now coming to the 13th question, which polymer is used in the manufacture of paints and lacquers? Option A, bakelite. Option B, glyptol. Option C, polypropylene. Option D, PVC. This question was asked in the year 2015. They are asking which polymer is used in the manufacture of paints and lacquers. So let's study the use of these polymers one by one. So here bakelite is used for making gears and protective coating and electrical fittings. So this is wrong option. So let's eliminate it. When coming to the option C, this polypropylene is used in the manufacture of textiles and in the packaging material, etc. So this option is also wrong. When coming to the D option, that is PVC, polyvinyl chloride, this PVC is used in the manufacture of raincoats, handbags. So this option is also wrong. So here the correct option is glyptol. Why? Because it is used in the manufacture of paint and lacquers. So the correct option is option B. Now coming to the 14th question, match the polymers in column A with their main uses in column 2 and choose the correct answers. Column 1 and column 2 they have given, so we have to match the correct answer for these. So A, they have given polystyrene, glyptol. B, C is polyvinyl chloride. D is bakelite. We have to match the correct uses of them in the column 2. So coming to the option A, that is polystyrene. This polystyrene is used in the manufacture of the toys. So manufacture of toys is polystyrene. So it is A. When coming to the glyptol, glyptol is used in the paint and lacquers. So here is the B. When coming to the polyvinyl chloride, it is used in the making of raincoats. So it is C. When coming to the bakelite or used in the used in the computer disks. So it is D. So the correct codes option is option B. That is A3, B1 and C2 and D4. So the correct codes option is option B is the correct code option for this. Now 15th question is, which one is classified as a condensation polymer? They have given the options Dacron, neoprene, Teflon and acrylonitrile. We already know what is condensation polymer. That is, condensation polymers are formed by the repeated condensation of two different bifunctional or trifunctional monomers with the elimination of simple molecules like water, methyl alcohol or ammonia, etc. So they are asking which of these are classified as condensation polymers. So here this option A is the correct answer. Why is Dacron is a condensation polymer? Why? Because it is a condensation polymer of ethylene glycol and terephthalic acid. So let's write the condensation reaction of this. Now terephthalic acid is having the structure like this, that is here is COOH and here is also COOH. For this ethylene glycol is reacted CH2O. It is ethylene glycol. It is terephthalic acid and it is ethylene glycol. We will obtain the Dacron. It is also called as terylene. So let's write it. That is CO C double bond O CH2O plus the elimination of water takes place here. So this Dacron is obtained by the condensation of the terephthalic acid and ethylene glycol. So it is a condensation polymer. So the correct option is option A, that is Dacron. Here the elimination of water takes place. Now coming to the 16th question. Among cellulose, polyvinyl chloride, nylon and natural rubber, the polymer in which the intermolecular force of attraction is weakest is. They are asking about the polymer which has intermolecular force of attraction which is lowest. Option A nylon, option B polyvinyl chloride, option C cellulose and option D natural rubber. See here, this cellulose and this nylon have H bonding type of intermolecular attraction, that is H bonding. Hydrogen bonding type of intermolecular attraction, while this polyvinyl chloride is polar. This natural rubber is a hydrocarbon and it has weakest or lowest intermolecular force of attraction. That is, these are having van der Waals force of attraction. So among this, the correct option is natural rubber. It is having weakest intermolecular force of attraction, that is, they are having van der Waals force of attraction. It is a hydrocarbon. And now coming to the 17th question. This question was asked in the year 2007. Here, match the chemical substances in column 1 with type of polymers or type of bond in column 2. So here the column 1, they have given the chemical substances. We have to match with the polymer or type of bond in the column 2. Now coming to the A, that is cellulose, B is nylon 6,6, C is protein and D is sucrose. Now let's see about this cellulose. This cellulose is a natural polymer of alpha D glucose linked by glycosidic linkages. So this cellulose is a natural polymer of alpha D glucose. It is linked by glycosidic linkage. So for the cellulose, the correct matchings are, it is a natural polymer for the cellulose and it is having glycosidic linkages. So cellulose. So for the cellulose, P and S are the correct matches. For the chemical substances, that is cellulose, correct match are P and S. Now coming to the nylon 6,6. This nylon 6,6 is a synthetic polymer of adipic acid and 1,6-diaminohexane. See, this diacid is linked with diamine through amide linkages. So it is having amide linkages and it is a synthetic polymer. Nylon 6,6 is a synthetic polymer and it is linked by amide linkages. So for the nylon 6,6, the correct matches are Q and R. Q is synthetic polymer, R is amide linkage. Now coming to the protein. Now protein is a natural rubber of alpha amino acids, where each of the amino acids units are linked by amino acids. So we can say that they are also having amide linkages and it is a natural polymer. So for the protein, correct matches are P and R, that is natural polymer and it is having amide linkages. Now coming to the last one, that is sucrose. This sucrose has glycosidic linkage. So this sucrose has glycosidic linkage. So the correct match is option, yes, the correct match is S. Now the next question is objective question type. Here one or more than one correct option is present. In the above questions only one correct option is present, but in these questions one or more than one correct option is present. Now it is the 18th question. This question was asked in the year 2012. Now let's read the question here. Under hydrolytic conditions, the compounds used for preparation of linear polymer and for chain termination respectively are. Here they are asking, under the hydrolytic conditions, the compounds which are used for the preparation of linear polymers and for the preparation of chain termination are option A CH3, SiCl3 and SiCH34 and so on, like that options are given. So we have to choose the correct answer for this. Here the correct option is option B, that is CH3 twice SiCl2 and CH3 thrice SiCl. Now let's see these reactions. So when this CH3 twice SiCl2 undergoes hydrolysis, we will obtain a structure like this. Now let's write it. Here CH3 twice SiCl2, that is SiCl, Cl, CH3, CH3. It is the CH3 twice SiCl2. When it undergoes hydrolysis, we will obtain a structure like this. See here, SiOH, OH, CH3, CH3. Here Cls are replaced by OH. Here this is consisting of H plus and OH minus. So here it is removed in the form of HCl and it is replaced by OH and OH. We are obtaining a structure like this here. So when it undergoes polymerization, we will obtain HO, Si, CH3, CH3, O, Si, CH3, CH3, O, Si, CH3, CH3, O Si CH3 CH3, here is OH. Here it is the polymer obtained by these reactions. Here Si CH3 CH3 OH, it is OH. Here then it is H is replaced by this one, and like this the polymerization continues like this. It is a linear chain polymerization. Here you can see it is a linear chain polymerization. So if you take another compounds, that is CH3 SiCl3 and SiCH34, if you do this polymerization, linear chain polymers cannot be obtained, but by this CH3 twice SiCl2 and CH3 thrice SiCl only, this polymerization, that is a linear chain polymerization, is occurring. See, if you take it, we have to write it like this, that is Si and CH3 on this side, and we have to place the Cl here. When it undergoes hydrolysis, we will not obtain linear chain polymerization, but this CH3 twice SiCl2 will give us linear chain polymerization. Now we have to take CH3 thrice SiCl here. CH3 thrice SiCl. Now this OH should be removed. Why? Because if the OH is present means the polymerization will be continuing, but if we remove the OH means the polymerization will also stop, that is linear polymerization will be stopped. So we are adding CH3 thrice SiCl here. So when we add this one, this OH is replaced by CH3. So I will write it here, that is CH3 Si CH3 CH3 and O Si and CH3. Everything is same. In the place of OH we have to write CH3. Si CH3 CH3 O Si CH3 CH3 and here is CH3. Now we have obtained, here the linear polymerization is stopped. Why? Because we have removed the OH. If OH is present means the polymerization, that is linear chain polymerization, will be continuing. So if we remove OH means we have replaced the OH by CH3 by adding CH3 thrice SiCl. So it is now the chain is terminated. So here the chain terminated. So the correct option is option B, that is CH3 twice SiCl2 and CH3 thrice SiCl is the correct option. That is, we are obtaining linear chain polymers and chain terminated polymers. Now 19th question is subjective question type. Monomer A of a polymer on ozonolysis yields 2 moles of HCHO and 1 mole of CH3CO CHO. So they have given a hint that a monomer A will give 2 moles of HCHO and 1 mole of CH3CO CHO. We have to find out the monomer of a polymer. This monomer, when it undergoes ozonolysis, it will give 2 moles of HCHO and 1 mole of CH3CO CHO. So here we can say that the monomer A is nothing but it is a isoprene. Here what is isoprene means? It is having 5 carbon atoms, whereas the first carbon atom is the head and fourth carbon atom is a tail. Now I will write the structure of this isoprene, that is CH2 C CH3 CH CH2. Here's a double bond. It is also a double bond. It is isoprene. Carbon 5 units, that is 1 2 3 4 5 carbon atoms, whereas the first carbon atom is the head and the last carbon atom is the tail. When it undergoes ozonolysis, it will give us 2 moles of SCHO plus 1 mole of CH3CO CHO. When this isoprene will undergo ozonolysis, it will give 2 moles of HCHO and 1 mole of CH3CO CHO. Here they have given deduce the structure of A. So the structure of A is nothing but it is a isoprene. Now B question is write the structure of all cis form of polymer of a compound A. They are asking about the polymer of the, that is the cis form of polymer of the compound A. Here now we have found out that the compound A is isoprene. We have to write the polymer. We know that isoprene has cis form of polymer and also transform. Now they are asking about the only cis form of polymer of a compound A. Compound A is isoprene. Now we will write the cis form of this. We know that cis polyisoprene is nothing but natural rubber. I will write the structure here. It is the cis form of this polymer. That is, it is a cis polyisoprene. It is also called as natural rubber. These are the polymers of the isoprene. Now 20th question is name the heterogeneous catalyst used in the polymerization of the ethylene. It is a very easy question asked in the year 2003. Here polymerization of ethylene, we already know that it is nothing but Ziegler-Natta catalyst. It is a mixture of triethyl aluminum and TiCl4. This is a heterogeneous catalyst, that is Ziegler-Natta catalyst is a heterogeneous catalyst and it is used in the polymerization of the ethylene or ethene. Now let's write it. It is a ethylene. This ethylene undergoes polymerization under the Ziegler-Natta catalyst. It is nothing but the mixture of C2H5 thrice Al and TiCl4. That is mixture of triethyl aluminum and TiCl4. It is a heterogeneous catalyst, that is Ziegler-Natta. Now it will give rise to a polymer, that is polythene. It is ethene or ethylene, it is polythene. Here heterogeneous catalyst, that is Ziegler-Natta catalyst. Now the last question is, this was asked in the year 2000. Here give the structure of products in the following reaction. They have given the reaction. We have to find out the structures C and D in this reaction. Now they have given the NOH and it is reacted under H plus, we will obtain C, and when this C undergoes polymerization we will obtain D. It is a polymer. So here by the reaction of this cyclohexanone oxime, it is a cyclohexanone oxime. With this H plus we will obtain a caprolactam. I will write the reaction here, how this caprolactam is produced. First cyclohexane is taken, that is it is a cyclohexane. When it is oxidized, when the oxidation is carried out, we will obtain the structure like this. It is cyclohexanone. When this is reacted under NH2OH, removal of water takes place and we will obtain NOH by the removal of H2O. That is we are obtaining cyclohexanone oxime. When this cyclohexanone is reacted with H2SO4 or a H plus, we will obtain caprolactam. Now I will write the structure of caprolactam here. That is CH2, CH2. It is the caprolactam. So by this reaction, that is cyclohexanone oxime and H plus reaction, we will obtain a caprolactam. We already know that caprolactam will give rise to nylon 6. So here is the C structure is that is caprolactam. We have to find the D. So when this caprolactam will undergoes hydrolysis under high temperature, we will obtain a polymer that is nothing but nylon 6. I will directly write it. Why? Because we have discussed it in the previous question only. That is NH CH2 5 CO N. It is the structure of the D. That is, it is a polymer. It is nylon 6. This is about the 21st question. The C structure is caprolactam and D structure is nylon 6. This is about the previous 41 years questions, that is solid questions of the chapter polymers. Thank you for watching.